Good morning, welcome back to Cossy Arsenal Podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news. We're going to be talking about Nketiah to Fulham and Brentford. We'll talk about Havertz and Dominic Solanke. And of course, Arsenal are very confident about the signing of Victor Osimhen in 2024. And they're saying the agent of the player is locked on to the idea of him selling his agent to Arsenal. However, that is going to take time. That could happen in the summer, not in January. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We are back on top of the table, and Kai's agent has actually just come out and said he's now back as a top player. His confidence is top. His aggressiveness on the pitch is top. I'm looking at the player that I was actually managing way back at Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. Do you agree with Kai's agent? Do you think Havertz is back at the top? Do you think he's now one of the best midfielders actually that we can talk about in the Premier League this season so far? Because I think he's done well, and regardless of us criticizing him and all these rival fans actually talking nonsense about him, there are not so many midfielders that are having these goals and this return in the Premier League. You look at Dominic Szoboszlai, how many has he scored? I'm not saying Szoboszlai has not had a good start to the campaign. All I'm saying is Kai has actually proven us that he's one of those midfielders that we should be paying attention to a little bit more often than none. But of course, let me know in the comment box below. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Right, let's start off with that big one. We are on top of the table after beating Brighton yesterday and Liverpool failing to win at the Anfield against Manchester United. I mean, there is some positive to take away. There's some positive takeaways from that weekend. And number one, Liverpool are not immune to dropping points at the Anfield, and that is something that we always think it is a kind of an anomaly. It doesn't happen. Liverpool always win at the Anfield. That is not what happens. Arsenal travel there on the 23rd. That will be on Saturday, 8:30 p.m. And I expect Arsenal to actually grab a point out of that game. I expect Arsenal to do whatever it takes not to lose that game, because if we don't lose that game, it means that we will have gone 6 points ahead of Manchester City, and I really don't care about Liverpool at the moment. Yes, they are good. They've done it before. They have a very good manager, but I think Liverpool are liable and susceptible to capitulating at the same rate as Arsenal. If Arsenal can capitulate before the end of the campaign, Liverpool can capitulate before the end of the campaign as well. We've seen it before, and I think it can happen again. So top of the table, I don't like the pressure of being top of the table. I wanted Liverpool to stay top of the league for around 2-3 months until we can actually put enough pressure on them. By the time you capitulate, it's over. But anyway, we are back on top, and again, going into the Liverpool game, we have something to play for. We have something to protect, right? We are no longer playing the table leaders, the league leaders. They will be playing the league leaders. Whether that actually gives them some kind of motivation, I'm not really sure. But yeah, that is what actually is going to happen, right? So Kai Havertz's agent has come out and said his player is now back to the top. He said Kai's confidence, Kai's aggressiveness on the pitch, and passion and emotion are back on the pitch. And he says one of the most important things you've got to like about Kai, and one of the things you will actually need to see in his game, is his intelligence. When you see the intelligent trans, when you see him trying to seek those empty spaces, you understand that he's on top of his game. And one thing we have seen from Kai Havertz in the last few games, his investigation of space. Right? Many people asked me a couple of weeks ago, months ago, when we had just signed Kai, what does he do? Cossy, what do we get from Kai? And I say the first thing you've got to understand about him is that he is a space investigator, more like a Muller, right? Thomas Muller at Bayern. Now, these players are very important when they're on top of their game. They're equally very useless when they are not on top of their game. So you've seen Kai Havertz, for example, against Manchester United, like purely useless as a player. And then you've also seen Kai Havertz against Brighton, his spacing. He had 2 good quality chances, and those chances come from the fact that he's spacing himself very well. Actually, 3 good chances. 1 rebound that actually did go in. I think it was blocked by either Webster or Dunk in the first half. A header that if he goes up a little bit and he gets over and above that ball, that's a goal. and the goal as well. So those are three opportunities where we've seen Kai positioning himself in areas where it is dangerous for the opponent, and he almost made it count on two of the other occasions, and on the third one, he actually made it count. So the agent says that the confidence is back. I agree that the intelligence is back. I don't think the intelligence ever went away. Look at the Manchester United miss in the first half. That is very, very intelligent of a player to position himself in that way, right? He's actually pulled himself out of all this crowd and he's gone, I'm going to use this space right here. And when it drops for me, I'm going to smash it. But he didn't have the confidence to, score at that point in time. I just think he got his confidence back. He's such a good player right now. And if he can continue on this trajectory, I'm sorry, we've got to drop someone, and that could be, name him in the comment box below. Right, let's get into the striker talk, and let's get into the transfer talk as well. Now, Arsenal are saying that Dominic Solanke is a potential replacement, is a potential alternative to Toney in January, should we fail to sign Toney from Brentford. Now, let's start off with the Toney story today in the morning, because I have something on that one as well. Now, Toney, we talked about the fact that he's excited. We talked about the fact that Arsenal are very, very confident that he wants to join. Now, this is the twist. Brentford are willing to let go of Toney if Arsenal are willing to listen to their offer of Nketiah, right? Let's start right there. I do not want to see Dominic Solanke at Arsenal. I'm sorry. We are looking for a goal scorer who's going to win us the league. We're looking for a goal scorer that is going to cause upsets at the Bernabeu in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That is what we're looking for. We're looking for a guy that can cause an upset at the San Siro in Italy. That name is not Dominic Solanke. Absolutely not, right? But before we get to the Dominic Solanke, I think Toney and Nketiah in a swap deal would actually work very well. I think when you sign another striker on top of Gabriel Jesus, it means Nketiah's time and game time is going to be affected significantly and very, very significantly. So for me, as an Arsenal fan, as a big fan of Nketiah, I'm lying, but we could take that for a moment. I would rather him go to Brentford, get regular game time. I think it's better than Wissa. He could be better than Wissa. Brentford fans might feel a little bit different, but this season, Wissa has not given you the kind of returns that you would have wanted or you would have expected from a guy that was clutch last campaign. So you bring in a player like Eddie. You know Eddie's a goal scorer. You can partner him with Brian Buemo, who is lightning quick. Eddie Nketiah is a fox in the box, a poacher, loves to be in that penalty area, loves those kind of little tap-ins. I think it works very well. So I would rather see a swap deal between Eddie Nketiah and Toney crossing pathways rather than Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke as a deal doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really doesn't. First and foremost, at Bournemouth, has he overachieved? Has he beaten his expectations? I don't think so. Secondly, has he shown us that he's got the build of a quality player? I've not seen that. Unless I'm not watching enough games. Yes, this guy is in my FPL and he has 6 points last weekend. That is how contradictory and I am. But I still don't think Dominic Solanke is the striker Arsenal need in January. I still do not think. I think you bring in Dominic Solanke, he scores 6 or 7, 8 goals towards the end of the campaign, all competitions, FA Cup, Premier League, maybe Champions League, maybe one in the Champions League, maybe one in the FA Cup, and maybe around 4 in the Premier League. What is that sort of return got to do with winning the league and trying to stay in the Champions League for as long as we can? How is that return got to do with that? I just don't trust Dominic Solanke. I just don't feel him as a striker. I'm not Team Dominic Solanke. But if there is anyone Team Dominic Solanke, in the comment box below, you let me know, right? Because for me, Dominic Solanke, I'm not interested at all. Like, really not interested at all. So the Toney one and the Eddie Nketiah one would make a lot of sense. Now, Eddie is wanted by a couple of other clubs, including Fulham, who badly need a striker because the striker is picking up red cards up and down. And I think if you're Fulham right now, you've scored 5 against Nottingham Forest, you've scored 5 against West Ham. There is something in that team. They might lose Joao Palhinha. You can't lose Joao Palhinha and Mitrovic within a space of 5 to 8 months. You would be absolutely insane. So what they want to do here is replace Mitrovic, and then they can let go of Palhinha, and then replace Palhinha in the summer. Is Nketiah the right striker for Fulham? I'm sorry, he is. This guy would do wonders, would do miracles for Fulham. What are they looking for? They're looking for a striker that can score 2 goals every 3 games. I think that is Mitrovic. I think that would be their Eddie Nketiah. I think Nketiah needs that kind of love, needs that kind of limelight. He needs to understand that the responsibility is now on my shoulders to go and deliver. I don't think at Arsenal it is like that, right? But even if at Arsenal it is not, he's not the main man. We have seen him come in games and he's given us clutch moments like yesterday. So Eddie to Fulham and Brentford. Arsenal would listen to 40 to 40 million pound offers. I'm listening. A swap deal between Eddie and Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney comes this side on loan. Eddie Nketiah goes on the other side, and they can pay that money in installments. Again, I'm listening to that offer, and I'm listening very, very attentively. However, Arsenal, according to reports, Arsenal are confident on signing Victor Osimhen in 2024. They think the deal will happen. They think they can get this deal done, just like we did with Gabriel Jesus and just like we did with Declan Rice. Arsenal are very confident that the player will want to play for them, and they're also very confident that Napoli will want to listen to our offers without any, without any sentiments of we are not selling, with that kind of all that kind of rubbish that Aurelio De Laurentiis always puts clubs through. The confidence, I don't know where it comes from, and I don't know where this report, grabs the headline that Arsenal confident on, signing Victor Osimhen. But I think anyone at this point in time should be confident of signing Victor Osimhen. There are 3 things to consider. 1, do you have the salary that he wants? We are talking 200,000 per week plus, right? If you have that kind of money, I think Victor Osimhen will listen to you, and his agent will listen to you as well. Now, when I talk about £200,000 per week, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Napoli. I don't think Napoli can pay that. I think Juve can pay that. It depends on how well they've recovered from their scandalous, bastards. Right. And maybe Madrid. So when we talk about 200,000, there's so many clubs that are looking for a striker and are willing to pay 200,000 for this guy. Now, the twist will come in the release clause, right? The twist will come in the release clause because there are conditions for his release clause to go upwards of 113 million pounds to actually up to 130 million pounds, right? There are conditions for that. So Aurelio De Laurentiis is saying, you can have my player for 113, but under some certain conditions, you must be willing to go and pay 130 million pounds. I think Arsenal are ready to pay that. I think personally I would pay that for Victor Osimhen because there are not so many other strikers that have shown they are consistent and they can actually do it when it matters. But again, this is the deal for January. This is the deal for the summer. I don't see Osimhen crossover to Arsenal in January. Like, Arsenal have tried these crazy deals. Dusan Vlahovic in January 2022. Mikhailo Modric in January 2023. These crazy deals, and Moises Caicedo, of course, these crazy deals have always happened within the Arsenal backroom. But we have never seen one that actually comes to life. We have never seen that one that actually materializes. So could it be that this January Arsenal are willing to part with 100 million for Victor Osimhen? Highly unlikely, highly unanticipated, but it would be highly unprecedented if we actually do it. it will be something that rival fans will be like, whoa, that's a move. That's a move. Everyone, get behind us and let's fight Arsenal. But at the moment, I think Liverpool still have a better attack. I think Man City still have a better attack than us. The one component that we have is that goal sheet, clean sheet, making defense. It's Rolls Royce, Saliba, Rice, Gabriel, White, Raya, and Zinchenko. At the moment, boys, you are being Rolls Royce. So talk to me in the comment box below. What do you think about these stories that we're covering this morning? I will be back later on, I think at around 3 p.m. And that's a huge commitment because I have a paper today. But of course, I'll be around here 3 p.m. to react to the UEFA Champions draw. Who do you think Arsenal will get today? Give me Inter Milan. I want to go to the San Siro. I want to rewrite history. I'll speak to you right in the next one.